Okay, we're the Angelos, Jerry and Kate. This is the raw and real version, okay? If that's going to be raw and real, then let me ask you a question. How many of you couples out there are praying with each other daily?
See your hands. Yeah. Every day.
Okay, I'm not talking about prayers over dinner, prayers with your kids, prayers with your friends. I'm talking eye to eye, hand to hand, soul to soul, intimate prayer with God, with each other as a couple. Because chances are there's probably not a lot of you doing that on a very regular basis, daily prayer. And it's so important. And what's raw and real about that? We fall into that category from time to time. Life just gets so busy that we run out of time. You know, the kids are on our way to work, we're running late, the alarm didn't go off, the kids had a flat tire or car trouble, or hey, I need you to sign this paper, or I need $10 for that t-shirt. And you know, that 10 minutes that you were going to do for prayer on the way out the door, it gets missed, and then day after day, and then next thing you know, it's weeks and months, and you guys aren't praying daily. And I can't tell you that God just put this on my heart on how important daily prayer is. And they say that the secular statistics say that about 1 in 2, some argue maybe 1 in 3 marriages end up in failure. And that's the secular world and in our churches as well. But there's hope there. And the hope is that you can go from 1 in 2 or maybe 1 in 3 the failed marriages down to 1 in about 1,100 just by demonstrating the character in your marriage of daily prayer. Okay, well, okay, how do we do that? What are some of the elements of that? Well, we're going to tell you there's 3 basic elements, okay? And it's thanksgiving and praise to God. We want to do that every day. There's also another element of asking the Lord to forgive you of what you've done. And then the third element is blessing. It's asking the Lord to bless you, being in agreement with Him and His Word, and asking Him to bless you and your family.
So I started thinking, if it's better one day in the courts with the king, when you approach him with thanksgiving, and then you ask for his forgiveness, and then you ask for blessings, what if we turned our house into that? Amen. It's not that I'm praying to my husband, but what if I brought all those elements into how I communicate and how I think about my husband? What if I told him how thankful I am for him every day? I am so thankful that you took care of the $10 so that I didn't have to. I am so thankful that you put me first and that you prioritize our marriage. I'm so thankful that you initiate that prayer, and I'm so thankful that you go to work and work your 40 hours or 50 hours and then come home and work another 40 or 50 in ministry, and that we can travel together. I'm so thankful for those things in our marriage. And then what if I took that second element of forgiveness and I spoke forgiveness to him? I'm so sorry that I spoke to you so abruptly. I'm so sorry that I was being an interrupter or distracting from our moments. I'm so sorry that I didn't put you first. What if I brought that into our marriage? And furthermore, what if I continually spoke blessings and encouragement over him all day long? That I think you are doing so great. I know you're in God's will. I feel your leadership and I believe in it and I'm behind you 100%. And then that is how you use prayer to create a relationship with God, and then you take those same elements and you use that as a way to create a better relationship with your spouse day in and day out.
An integral part of our teachings on emotional intelligence through our ministry of Marriage Awakening, we talk about how you can manage your thought life and how you can manage your emotions and I was asking God to reveal to me, you know, Lord, I know what the Word says and how to do these things, but what are some practical examples? And He revealed them to me. It's like, hey, the same elements that you're using for prayer to have a relationship with me, they're the same elements to build strong relationships with other people. And I was just like, oh my gosh, my mind was blown. So what we want to do now in the time that we have left is we really want to encourage you to do that earlier. You know, Pastor John, you mentioned what's something that we can do together as a couple earlier when you were going through the worksheet. Oh my gosh, what about daily prayer, making it a priority, being intentional, and being a part of that 1 in 1100 statistic versus the secular statistics where nearly half of all marriages are going to end in failure.
And if you're sitting out there right now and you're thinking, I can't do that in my marriage, for whatever reason, start small, and then you'll develop that habit, you'll grow quickly. And then also, you've heard so many issues with the people who are up here, where our marriage is no better than anyone else's marriage. And if you do it God's way, you can speak into couples' lives just like the people that you've been hearing this whole weekend.
Thanks for your time. Have a blessed day.